Well, you want to start by telling us what this event is all about and what you're accomplishing out here?
Yeah, well, All Pro Dad and Family First, I've been a big fan of the work that they've done for so long. I mean, I just think one of the most significant relationships just developing is, the loving, caring parent, and fathers have a key role to that. And we've been able to be a part of some of their functions in the past. I think they do a great job of, one, giving good support for fathers, but then also creating environments like this today where dads and sons can have fun, can have great experience, can bond together, and hopefully create some good memories.
But this is your first time doing it. I guess they were saying that other quarterbacks from around the country. What kind of drew you to this opportunity?
Yeah, I've been a part of a couple of different events that they've done, but this particular style with sort of all the activities and the combine is the first one that I've been to, and I just think it's a great model. I think it really draws a lot of folks in with enthusiasm. Of course, here in Gainesville, you have the Gator flair to go along with it, and the Gator practice stadium that I never got to have because I'm so old. But it's a great day.
I know you're involved in your own organization. How much time does that consume for you? How busy are you involved in just events, either for Desire Street or this or other things?
Yeah, well, Desire Street's my full-time job, and it's that plus some, and then from time to time I'll be able to peel away and do some other events like this. And of course, I get to be a part of different things, kind of each year, the Heisman events and other football different things. But really my focus is on Desire Street, and there's a lot of overlap. A lot of what we're doing is trying to address one of the issues is a lot of fatherlessness in neighborhoods, and to help develop families and fathers to really develop the next generation of youth, regardless of what community they live in.
How are things going with the New Orleans facility?
Yeah, it's great. It's up. We got that up last August, and we got a medical clinic. We've got an early childhood center and a multi-purpose center, and it's going great. Actually, I'm heading over there on Monday to touch base with folks, and yeah, it's been great.
How rewarding has this chapter of your life been for you?
Man, it's the sense of working hard. I think a lot of people work really hard and are passionate at what they do. What I feel like a blessing for me is at the end of the day, when you work hard, I really feel like it was significant. I felt like it was making a difference in people's lives. And some days you go to bed cheering because there are great things that happen, and other days in what we do, you go to bed crying because there's just different tragedies that happen. So it can be like a grind sometimes, but it's definitely rewarding.
But was there an epiphany that led you down this path, or a moment that kind of pushed you this way?
I think for me, there's just a whole series of smaller steps that just sort of kept angling me towards the next step. If I'd have known 20 or 30 years ago that I'd be here, I may have run like crazy because it's a journey. But I tell you, each step along the way was really clear for me to do and be who I was, and what we're trying to do now and the impact it's having is really encouraging.
A few football questions for you. Well, first of all, I know you get back here, but is it still nostalgic when you get back around here, or has it been too long for you?
Oh man, it's fantastic. I walked on the field as the a little bit before the game, and just that environment is just it's surreal. You feel like you've stepped into an alternate reality. It's beautiful. The field is just unbelievable. The stadium, and even though it wasn't full, it just still felt electric last night for the spring game.
Any thoughts on the quarterback play last night, or what you saw from Felipe and Tony in contrast?
Well, it's funny being at the game and then with all the former players and all the different folks. I actually didn't get to see much of it, and so I had to kind of get some reports from others. But I saw a couple really good throws through there, and I think we got some really good, exciting young players at the quarterback position.
Any familiarity? He's like a Western Florida guy. You were from Fort Walton Beach. Any familiarity with him over the years?
Not really. Not more than just kind of keeping in touch with what's going on. And I also think it's real easy for people to move on away from having Luke's name in the conversation. But I think he's a real solid player, smart player, and I think he was hurt a good bit last year, which kind of left some bad impressions for people. But I think if he gets healthy, he brings something back to the table too. So it's going to be an exciting year.
Are you, as a former quarterback here, are you as curious as everyone else is about that position and where it's going and how it's going to end up?
Oh yeah, I love to follow the Gators as a whole, but I always tend to pay attention to what's going on at the quarterback position and who's there. And kind of know a little bit of the highs and lows and challenges of being in that role, and so that they always have a little space in my heart, and try to reach out when I can and do a little encouragement over the years.
Did you ever get a chance to come by for a practice? I know a lot of former guys pass through in and out.
I came through for an off-season workout, and every now and then, different times we'll connect, but not a ton.
What's your relationship like with Coach McElwain? Does he ever reach out to you or anything? Or
Yeah, he's been great of just welcoming the former players, and been super kind and welcoming to me, and always had great interactions with him, and just really grateful for what he's done, and looking forward to where we're headed.
Well, you haven't seen a ton of Felipe in person.
I just haven't.
Yeah. What was your most memorable spring game, and maybe your least memorable spring game moment?
Man, one of my favorite spring game moments, he, being Coach Spurrier, gave me the opportunity to call plays on a whole drive, which is not, often we're audibling, but he would always be the initial play call. So it was really fun to have that opportunity to go out there and call plays for a drive. I remember that one, and I can't necessarily remember any negative memories.
Do you recall your first one? Did you feel you had anything to prove on that stage, just kind of getting in front of the fans for the first time? And
I'd be making something up if it's been so long. I'm sure there's a lot of that, but it's been so long that it's kind of absorbed in all the other memories of the games.
What year was it that he let you call the plays? Your last year?
Probably going into my last year, so probably been spring of '96.
Were you surprised when he told you, give you that liberty?
He was pretty relaxed in the spring game situation, so at that point, probably not so surprised. But I was joking yesterday with Chris about something, and we were talking about the quarterback position, and it just reminded me of when Spurrier showed up. Shane Matthews was 5th on the depth chart, and it was really the spring practice and the spring game that elevated him. So certainly, it can be a significant part of somebody's career.
I have to imagine you can't come through here without seeing Coach Spurrier. Have you connected?
I tried to see him on the field yesterday, but I had something going on, and we missed, and then we've missed at a couple of different places. But we've called, and I'll give him a call and see if I can see him before I go, because, it's always great to see the head ball coach.
Very good. What's it like seeing Doring on TV?